I'm Nicole Leibel, Hudson River Watershed Alliance board member, district manager for the Rockland County Soil and Water Conservation District, and leadership team member for the Minnesiongo Creek Watershed Alliance. I'm here at the Minnesiongo Creek, located in Garnaville, New York. It brings me so much joy to present the 2021 Individual Watershed WaveMaker Award to Alene Onion.
For most of the speech, you will hear about Alena's professional passions. But before we get there, I want to paint a more holistic picture of Alena that many may not know. Alena adores her small and mighty family, which includes her husband Alan and 2 beautiful children. In addition to her love for her family, Alena's heart is also attached to rural Maine, where she was raised, and the magnificent Hudson River, where she used to work. Alena grew up on a pond in rural Maine that shaped her passions for the water and its people. For many, we know Alena from her work at the DEC Hudson River Estuary Program. Her inspiring colleagues at the Estuary Program encouraged her to incubate a new initiative that would bring humanity to water management. Her work at the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation enabled her to create and develop the Water Assessment by Volunteer Evaluators, known as WAVE, and Professional External Evaluators of Rivers and Streams, known as peers. Both programs allowed volunteers and professional scientists to contribute valuable water quality data to the DEC, while also providing opportunities for education and deeper engagement with local streams. She worked tirelessly to support community science and watershed groups in their purpose-driven work. The WAVE and Peers initiatives have proven useful to local water advocates and state decision makers alike. Alena developed these program methods to be both statistically robust and inclusive, allowing people of all backgrounds and experience levels to participate. Similar to the Trees for Tribs program, WAVE and Peers started at the Hudson River Estuary Program before they grew into a statewide effort in 2013. Special thanks to those at the Estuary Program for their encouragement and support in growing both WAVE and Peers. The first local participants for the programs were county and nonprofit organizations in Rockland and Orange County. Alena assisted local groups in building a quality assurance protection plan, which included assistance with site selection, developing purpose-driven scopes of work, identifying what to do once the data was received, and sharing resources on different equipment methods, including the EPA Equipment Loan Program, which enabled and empowered local groups to fund and support their own work. In addition to developing these frameworks and programs, Alena also organized a thoughtful and innovative workshop, which brought together state experts with community scientists. Community scientists shared their research and questions. This one-on-one in-person interaction helped build relationships between watershed group members and the state employees that showed more of a human process and human spirit involved with water work. Alena now coordinates the DEC's in-house lakes monitoring program known as CSLAP, where she continues to provide a platform for humanity to take center stage in water research. We at the Hudson River Watershed Alliance thank Alene Onion for going above and beyond in her work to create a considerate and transparent, humanity-centered approach around water research. And now over to Alene Onion to accept the 2021 Individual Watershed WaveMaker Award.
So this award means a lot to me because I genuinely love the people who have dedicated themselves to the Hudson River watershed. And I also believe very strongly that one of the best tools we have in our toolbox is to cultivate a sense of ownership in the local community for the water body as well as for the greater watershed. And I feel that citizen science programs like WAVE are a really good first step, but I'm so impressed and blown away by those groups that have taken the next step and turned data to action. So I'd like to give a shout out to Nancy Heinzen from Albany County, to Nicole Leibel from the Soil and Water Conservation District, to the Housatonic Valley Association, to Awaka Creek Watershed out in Rochester, and many more groups that have taken ownership of their own data and taking steps to protect or restore their watershed and their water bodies. So I'd like to express some appreciation to my colleagues, A.J. Smith, Brian Duffy, Margaret Novak, who helped me to build this program. I'm also greatly indebted to Fran Dunwell and the Hudson River Estuary Program, who did many things, but also piloted WAVE in the Hudson River watershed. I began my career in New York State in the Hudson River watershed, and I have felt it to be a huge honor and a privilege to work with the amazing people, both professionals and volunteers, who have dedicated themselves to this watershed. So thank you very much.